Hey, this is Mike with the Studio for Teaching and Learning Innovation. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you the best way to make a copy of a Blackboard test for a PDF or a dossier or something like that. It's very often difficult to make a copy of a test in Blackboard and actually have a copy that you can print out. So here's the best way that I've found that you can do that. So before we get started, I don't say this very often, but in this case, you're better off using Firefox as your browser because it's going to allow you to print frames much more easily than Google Chrome or Safari or the Internet Explorer Edge or something like that. So here I am, I'm in Firefox, and let's get started. I'm going to go into a Blackboard course site where there's a test. In this case, it's my Latin assessment test. And I'm going to copy the test so I don't mess anything up. So first thing I'll do is if I go into my course tools area down here in my course management, I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to find the tests, surveys, and pools link, and I'll click on that. And now I have the choice between tests, surveys, and pools, and I'll choose tests. And here's that assessment test that I want to make a copy of. And first thing I'll do is I'll pull down on the arrow here and I will say copy. And now I've got a copy of that test and I can rename it. I should probably rename it so I know what's going on. So now I'm going to go in here and I'm going to click edit. And to edit the title, you'll click on the arrow at the top of the page here where you see test canvas. And then I'll click edit and that'll bring me in here and I can say it's assessment test printable copy. And I'll click submit. So now that the test has been renamed, the next step is to deploy it. So to deploy the test, I'm going to go into a content area. I'll go into the Latin assessment test area. And I'll go to assessments and I'll go to test. And I'll select that printable copy and I'll click submit. And now under the test options, I'm not going to make it available to students. And I'm going to make sure under the self-assessment options, I check hide results from the test completely from the instructor and the grade center. And under show test results, I'm going to choose after submission, all answers correct, submitted, and feedback. And I'll click submit. Okay, so now that that test has been created, I'll scroll down to it and I'll click on it to take the test. And I'll click on begin. And it doesn't matter how long the test is, I don't have to answer any of the questions, I'll just click save and submit. And I'll click OK. And then I'll click OK again. And now it'll show me all of my answers. And if you notice, it's a very long scroll that I can scroll down and see the entire test. So here's the trick. The key before, when I told you that you needed to open this up in Firefox, is because one of the nice things Firefox does, if I right-click anywhere here in this frame, I have the option to choose this frame, print frame. And now I'm going to choose save as a PDF here. And then it's created a PDF, and if I open that PDF, in this case it opens up in Adobe Acrobat or whatever is going to open up a PDF on your computer. And now if you'll notice, I have a fairly clean copy of the entire exam.